You've just submitted a resume that accurately paints a picture of your track record of experience. You know that your experience for the role can compete with anyone else who's in that applicant pool, but somehow you've not even gotten a screening interview. You ended up getting that dreaded email about the talented pool of applicants and about how you didn't quite stack up. Or worse, you got in touch with a recruiter and sent them your resume all to get ghosted, not hear back, or to not move forward when you thought you had an in. One of the worst feelings you can go through is to know that you've earned something and that you're qualified for it, but it's not quite working out for you. And I'll let you in on a secret. The problem isn't your experience. The problem is the way that you're telling the story of your experience. Throughout this video, I'll walk you through the one resume mistake that you keep making without even knowing it. Once you're able to unlock this simple principle, it will transform the way that you're able to tell the story of your experience and create the results that you're looking for. I'm Raheem Veal, the founder and CEO of Razor Sharp Coaching, where we find your edge and leverage it for career success and fulfillment. I'd love to take you through this principle, and let's start here. First, here's a little bit of a story time. So coming off of successful tenures at some of the biggest global companies, I knew my experience could compete with anyone else's, but despite putting my resume in the hat again and again for maybe thousands of jobs, I ended up in an unexpected period of being unemployed for months on end. I submitted resume after resume, took calls with recruiters, and chased after a new job like it was a job itself. I had no idea that I was making the one resume mistake that I'll cover in this video. So one of the worst feelings is to know that you're not only qualified for a position, but you have the skill set, the tenacity, the experience, and the track record that will allow you to excel in that position. When you can picture yourself in that room and in that role, and somehow it all gets taken away from you before you're able to step into it. So now let's jump into that one resume principle that will unlock all of these results for you. So the reason that your resume continues to get overlooked, the reason that you're massively underselling your experience, is that you're communicating tasks instead of impact. And this is a subtle difference, but the way that you tell your story through the lens of impact is what will create the results that you're going after. Let's get into the definitions. The definition of a task is something that you complete as part of your job. It's part of your to-do list for the week. Examples of tasks are pulling Excel sheets. It can be copy editing something that was written by one of your teammates. It could be taking notes for the team and sending that recap out each week and keeping the team on track that way. So again, the difference between tasks and impact and how you communicate them may seem subtle. Every business has a bottom line, and what you communicate as your impact is the way that you drive positive results to that bottom line of the business. Different examples of impact could be you created more efficiency in the process. You made it easier, faster. You were able to create more output so that you can produce the product at a cheaper cost at a higher volume. Now let's go through an example that we can show you in action. Let's just say you're an executive assistant to a finance director. One of your tasks for the week may be that you pull Excel sheets for the team that gives a financial overview of the company. It can bring in things like your revenue, which is the money you make. It could bring in the money that you spend to keep the business afloat and that you invest in the business for the growth. That is called your costs. And then it can be your overall profit, which is your revenue minus your costs. So let's say as an assistant that your job is to send this out to the team each week for that finance director. Well, that's a task, but what did that task do to affect the bottom line of the business? Let's go ahead and give this sentence a makeover. Instead of saying that you pulled Excel sheets, you can say increase team efficiency by reporting on financial status and by consistently evaluating expenditures, evaluating investments, and evaluating how you can grow your profit margin and reduce your costs. Any sentence where you can talk about saving the company money, making the company money, or making your company able to produce the product at a lower cost and at higher volume is only beneficial to you. That's an example for you of how to create an impact-driven sentence versus a task-driven sentence on your resume. So this is a way you want to revamp each of those bullet points on your resume to ensure that you're communicating your value and not just your to-do list. This is the type of coaching that we do each day at Razor Sharp. At Razor Sharp, we're all about telling your story in a way that communicates the value that you hold to a team, and that makes it so that the recruiter can picture you in the role. No, not just picture you in the role. We want to make it so that the recruiter isn't able to picture the role moving forward without you. And in order for us to do that, we need to communicate impact over tasks so that your value is maximized in the process. So again, my name is Raheem Ville from Razor Sharp Coaching, where we find your edge and leverage it for career success and fulfillment. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you got value out of this video today. And visit www.razorsharpglobal.com to learn more about the one-to-one coaching, the webinars, and the workshops that we do regularly to empower professionals like you to sharpen your storytelling ability and find your edge, leverage it, and level up. Thank you again for watching today's video, and I'll see you on the next.